What if reincarnation was real and God was your worst enemy? In a world on the brink of collapse, where magic and bullets fly side by side, a blonde girl with ice-cold eyes commands armies with a brutality that would shake even the toughest generals. But is she really just a girl? Youjo Senki, also known as the Saga of Tanya the Evil, is one of those anime that splits the audience. Some see it as a masterpiece of strategy and religious critique. Others, just another overpowered isekai on steroids. But where does the truth lie? Today we're breaking it down, section by section, with no major spoilers, to see if it's truly deserved, or if the so-called miracle of Rhine was just dumb luck. So, do you believe in miracles or military planning? If you're here looking for kawaii schoolgirls and high school romance, this battlefield isn't for you. Youjo Senki takes direct aim at fans of war drama, military strategy, and alternate worlds laced with heavy doses of philosophy and cynicism. Do you love shows like Code Geass for their cold, calculating protagonists? Did you enjoy Attack on Titan for its raw depiction of war and moral complexity? Then chances are you're going to appreciate what this series brings to the table. The tone is dark, cynical and ruthless, but not in a way that's depressing for the sake of it. There are no heroes with plot armor here, no speeches about the power of friendship. What you get instead, trenches, tactical maps, and moral dilemmas that'll make you squirm. Youjo Senki is perfect for viewers who are into anti-hero protagonists, mature themes like religion, war and ethics, a story that speaks more to the mind than the heart. But be warned, if the idea of a little girl acting like a military monster makes you uncomfortable, brace yourself. Tanya the Evil isn't here to make things easy on you. Youjo Senki isn't the kind of anime that wins you over with warmth or nostalgia. It grabs you by the throat, and it does it with three main weapons: its protagonist, its world, and its tone. Tanya the Evil is, without exaggeration, one of the most fascinating characters in modern anime. Picture Light Yagami reincarnated in the body of a 9-year-old girl, with access to magical powers and a personal grudge against a divine being. Tanya isn't charming in the traditional sense. She's cold, calculating, and ambitious to a terrifying degree. And that creepy smile she flashes while giving lethal orders from the sky? Chilling. She's a magnetic anti-hero. You don't root for her, but you can't look away. Then there's the world building, and this is where the show truly shines for detail lovers. An alternate universe inspired by World War I era Europe, complete with unstable borders, sprawling empires, and a technology blend of industrial grit and arcane magic. But it's not just set dressing. Politics, economics, and religion matter here. Youjo Senki treats its world like a giant chessboard, and every move counts. And let's not forget the narrative tone. This isn't a story that tries to excuse its characters with tragic backstories or emotional drama. No, cynicism is the official language here. The show dares to question blind obedience, the cold logic of war, and even the arrogance of God. Yeah, it goes there. Yet it never drags, thanks to explosive aerial combat scenes that feel like choreographed destruction in motion. Visually, the art style might not seem groundbreaking at first glance, but when Tanya enters the fray, everything escalates. Cold color palettes, sharp contrasts, and that devilish glare in close-up shots. There are moments where every frame screams poster material. In short, Youjo Senki doesn't try to be likable. It tries to challenge you. It makes you uncomfortable. It forces you to ask yourself what side you're on and whether that side is really the right one. From its very first episode, Youjo Senki makes one thing clear. This isn't your typical redemption story, but a holy war masked as a military conflict. It drops you right into battlefield chaos with a girl who casts spells while wielding a rifle and somehow seems to enjoy it. The show doesn't explain much. It trusts you to dive in and figure it out. The narrative unfolds like a military campaign, structured, strategic, and constantly evolving. Tanya isn't just fighting battles, she's climbing the ranks through cunning and ruthless survival instinct. Each episode is a new move on the chessboard, new enemies, tougher dilemmas, shifting rules, keeping the story fresh and tense. A powerful twist is Tanya's origin, revealed like a ticking bomb, reincarnated by a divine being called Being X as a curse, not a gift. This sets up a cold war between human skepticism and authoritarian divinity, adding deep philosophical layers to the plot. As the story progresses, the conflict shifts from external battles to Tanya's internal struggle between logic and faith, control and destiny. There are no clear answers here, only complex dilemmas. War itself is shown not as heroic, but as cold, bureaucratic and costly. Victories come at heavy prices, exposing the military system's brutal nature. Tanya embodies this harsh reality. Brilliance and merciless, both product and symptom of the war machine. The pacing varies. Intense action scenes alternate with dense political strategy, reflecting the exhausting, unpredictable nature of real warfare. Tanya repeatedly tries to escape the front line, but is dragged back by fate or being X's will, creating a tragic cycle that questions free will versus divine control. Geopolitics is crucial, not background filler. Decisions in offices affect the battlefield and vice versa. There are no heroes or villains, just survival, agendas, and believable enemies who sometimes earn sympathy. Youjo Senki crafts a war that is tactical, ideological, and spiritual. Each episode redefines the conflict's rules. You're not just watching magic and soldiers, you're witnessing a mind obsessed with control, battling a higher power determined to break it. And the best part, the viewer never knows who will win. Youjo Senki is not just a war anime. It's a ruthless exploration of power, faith, and human will confronted with the inexplicable. Its story doesn't ask us to empathize with its protagonist, but to understand her, or at least try. And that's part of its impact, how it forces us to see war through the eyes of someone who believes in nothing but pure logic and survival. With relentless storytelling, a richly detailed world, and a main character who disturbs you as much as she fascinates you. It might not be a masterpiece for everyone, but it's a unique experience for those brave enough to look beyond the surface. Now it's your turn. Do you think Tanya is a victim of fate or just a monster in uniform? Would you like to see more anime with anti-hero protagonists like her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your perspective. And if this video made you think, get angry, or just say, what did I just watch? Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell because more reviews like this are on the way. See you on the next battlefield.